A little NBA edition of Right or Wrong. Okay, UD, first question is for you. Steph Curry will win another title before he hangs him up. Right or wrong?
Wrong. I don't think it's going to happen. I mean, we can't downplay what OKC is doing. We can't downplay the growth of what Houston has been able to do, the bounce back story that they're having in Memphis. I just think it's too much ground to make up for Golden State right now, and I think he won't get it done.
Bobby Marks, the Thunder, best team in the NBA. Right or wrong?
That's a right. First in defense, sixth in offense. Brian, I think this team's got another gear. I mean, we only have seen Chet Holmgren for 13 games, and I think this Oklahoma City team can only get better here.
UD, last one's for you. We'll go in the West. LeBron and Luka, they can win a title together. Is that right or wrong?
Yes, they can definitely win a title together. I don't think it'll be this year, but the combination of LeBron James and Luka Doncic, I think, can be unstoppable. They're one big away. They have versatility on the wings, so they can guard anybody. That's the biggest defensive position that you need to have. So they have the pieces, but they're one big away.
You know, speaking of the Lakers, while the future looks to be bright heading, especially in the new direction there in LA, LeBron was asked if Luka can help extend his career. Here's LeBron's response.
No, I have not given it that type of thought. Just the excitement of being able to add a caliber player like that, a generational talent like that to our franchise, it's something that's given me energy. And and I'm looking forward to seeing what we can do. I think we only had, 2 games? 2 games so far. So, as we continue to, get into form, as he continues to get in form, I think we could be really good going down the stretch, but we see what happens.
Okay, so that's LeBron there. Bobby Marks, what do you think? Do you think Luka will help deliver another title to LeBron before he basically hangs him up?
I do, but I don't think it's going to be this year, Brian. I just think when you look at this roster, I think there's some unbalance to this roster. As you do say, certainly there's some depth at the wing position. I think there's a glaring hole at center that they tried to address here. I think for this year, everything has to line up, but that means going through Oklahoma City. That means going through Denver. That means going through Memphis. Here's another thing: they're 2 games back of the number 2 seed here, but they've got the 6th toughest schedule for the last second half of the season here. So where are they when we get going in mid-April, as far as from a playoff standpoint?
UD, when you look at the Lakers, do you see them challenging those elite teams in the West?
Yeah, I definitely see them challenging those elite teams. I see them possibly putting themselves in a position where if they can get 4, they can get home court going into the first round. But there's some issues in the paint. They can't go against the Joker. They can't stop Denver. They have no answer for him. And a combination of Chet and Hardenstein and OKC will definitely give them problems. And you can look at in Memphis and you can talk about Jerry Jackson and Edie. So those are big bodies. Those are guys who can wear on you in the paint. I think the small lineups and the versatility they have will work against them against those type of teams.
Talk to me, UD, because you play with LeBron. Does LeBron now have to have a conversation with Luka and make him the focal point?
I think that's the best way to do it. I think that has to come from your best player. I think that has to come from the guys having those conversations late night when you land in the city, LeBron going to his room, taking his iPad, going to the gym with him when they get to a different city, looking at those things on film. I think the answer to every test is in the film, and making him as comfortable as he can be and letting him know, hey, you be your best version, I'll work around you, and we'll get it right.
Okay, so then, Bobby, let me come to you about the Lakers' ceiling, because we've already seen Luka take a team to the West, basically to the NBA championship when they took on the Celtics, and they had a great run, him and Kyrie. Do you think he can do the same thing? He's got LeBron, one of the greatest, with him now. Can he do the same thing with the Lakers?
Well, you can make an argument that this team can't get out of the first round, but you can also make an argument that this team can get to a conference finals here. And I think it all depends on the matchups here. I think the big question too, Brian, is certainly the backcourt of Luka and Austin Reeves here. When you're playing a team like Oklahoma City and you're playing a team like Memphis with certainly the quick guards with Morant and Shea, are those 2 players going to be targeted in a 7-game series here? But yeah, I do think they can get to a conference finals, but I do think things have to line up perfectly for them.
Interesting. UD, give you the final word. What's the ceiling you think for the Lakers?
I agree. I think things have to line up perfectly for these guys, but I think they have an opportunity to get into the Eastern Conference Finals. But that's where the buck stops at. In the Eastern Conference, in the Western Conference Finals, that's where the buck's going to stop. They're going to face an OKC. They're going to face a Denver, and I think Denver's not really getting the flowers that they deserve right now. And I think Murray's playing great. Joker's continuing to hold fork, and they go as he goes.
Yeah, we'll see what happens.